Are you on a GLP-1, but you're noticing that your weight loss is stalled and you're not quite sure what to do about it? Some of you are noticing that your weight loss has slowed down. It's usually not just one reason. It can be slower metabolism, it might be muscle loss, could be eating too little, or the wrong food choices. Today, we're going to focus on your diet because what you're eating could be slowing your progress down. And I'm going to show you exactly what to fix so your body starts responding again. Now, in this video, I'll be talking about the best foods to eat on Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, and how to get better results. If your weight loss has slowed and you're concerned about how to get it going again, this video might be able to give you some clarity. I'm Dr. Rosemary. I'm a doctor of health psychology. I'm also a cortisol specialist. I am not on a GLP-1, but I have several clients who are. And I've been in the weight loss field for over 25 years. I've struggled with my own weight in the past, and I definitely understand how easy it is to feel confused, overwhelmed, and even uncertain, frustrated that you're doing something wrong. I do work with women who are 40 plus and who are doing all the right things, but their body is just not responding the way it used to. If you're on a GLP-1, what you eat and how you eat matters. My goal is that by the end of this video, you should feel more confident on your GLP-1 about how to structure your meals so you continue to lose weight and get beyond your weight loss plateau. If you like the sound of that, grab a notebook, grab a pen, and let's dive in and get you some facts, some science, and practical tips so that you can start implementing by your next meal. Let's start with the facts. GLP-1 medications help to reduce appetite, but they don't replace nutrition. Eating less but not focusing on the quality of the nutrition will become an obstacle in the long run. There is actual research showing that people on GLP-1 medications are often not getting enough protein or other key nutrients because they're simply eating too little. Eating too little also raises stress hormones like cortisol, which tells your body to store fat. Now, when nutrition is lacking, your body doesn't respond the way you think it will. You don't just lose fat, you also lose muscle. You feel exhausted a lot of the time, and your metabolism slows down. This pattern is exactly what can set you up to regain the weight later, and we don't want that. So what we're discussing here is not about eating less, but learning how to eat strategically so your weight loss continues. Before we do that, download my free guide, 10 Signs Your Hormones Are Blocking Fat Loss After 40. It's in this video's description, and you'll get deeper insights. Now, the first thing you need to do is have a daily plan or a system that guides your eating, because having a system to follow that prioritizes good nutrition is going to make your results more likely, and it will make your weight loss more consistent. A 2025 research article said that when protein slows down, a lot of the results start slowing down. So having a daily system to follow is going to get you better results. Now, it doesn't mean eating the same foods every day, just that the order in which you eat improves your gut health and the natural production of GLP-1. So if you can imagine your plate, you would start eating the fiber-rich foods first, things like vegetables, leafy greens, berries, seeds. Then you would add protein, chicken, eggs, fish, Greek yogurt, and you might want to add some healthy fats like avocado, olive oil, and nuts. Then you can add your carbs like rice, potato, and whole grains. This is the order that you're eating your foods in. Now, here are some practical suggestions for what your plate could look like. Your morning plate could be something simple like eggs with spinach and a piece of fruit, or Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds. Midday plate could be a protein-based meal like grilled chicken with vegetables and maybe some rice or quinoa. Your evening plate could be something lighter, but still balanced. Salmon with broccoli, turkey with collard greens, and a small sweet potato. If you're not very hungry, you just reduce the portion size, but you keep the structure. You don't change the system. That's the key. If you want a visual of what your plate could look like for optimal weight loss, think of half of your plate with vegetables, Think of a quarter of your plate with protein. Then the remaining portion can be a starch if you want it, like rice, potatoes, or beans. And then you can add a small amount of fat. And that's it. You don't need anything else or anything more complicated than that. You want to focus on foods that come from the earth. We call these whole foods, like a potato, a head of broccoli, a piece of fish, eggs, apples, foods that look like food. Reduce the foods that are packaged or processed. You can also get help from the GLP-1 hormone that your body naturally makes, but gets destroyed by ultra-processed foods, like the frozen healthy meals, the lean cuisines, and smart ones or microwave dinners. See, the main problem is that these foods take up a lot of stomach space, but they don't offer satiety, they don't offer protein, fiber, or blood sugar stability. Sugary drinks and pastries and chips and such, these are meals that are made from refined starch plus fat with very little protein. And there's a study, an NIH study, where people ate significantly more calories on ultra-processed foods without even realizing it. So even on these medications, food quality matters. A 2025 paper on nutrition makes it really clear that adequate protein, adequate calories, fiber, and nutrient-dense foods do matter. And if you want better results, then you want to prioritize protein. Getting clarity on hormones that could be blocking your weight loss is what you'll get when you download the 10 signs your hormones are blocking fat loss after 40 guide. I've linked it in this video's description for you, and it's also in the comments. So the goal is not to eat less and less. The goal is to eat with structure so your body starts to lose weight without losing the nutritional and metabolic support that it needs. Let's talk about protein and what it actually is. It's a nutrient that helps to preserve lean muscle mass and supports satiety, and it keeps your metabolism from falling faster than it has to. When you don't eat enough protein, your body will break down muscle while you're losing the weight, and muscle is what keeps your metabolism working. So think of eggs in the morning. Think of grilled chicken. Think of baked salmon, for example. Think of ground turkey and Greek yogurt. Think of cottage cheese. If you're plant-based, you want to think of lentils and chickpeas and tofu. How much protein, you might be thinking? Well, the bare minimum that an adult should get is 0.8 grams per kilogram. Especially in older adults, you want to increase that to 1.0 to 1.2 grams per kilogram per day. And the easiest way to calculate that is take your goal weight in pounds, divide it by 2.2, and multiply that by 1. Distribute the protein that you eat across 2 or 4 meals a day. This way, you're not left trying to cram it in at night. Now, let's make this really simple. There is strong research showing that higher protein intake during weight loss helps to preserve lean body mass. So if your meals are mostly things like toast or crackers or just a little something here or there, you are not protecting your metabolism. A simple way to think about it is this. Every time you eat, ask yourself, do I have enough protein? And build your meal around that. Now let's talk about fiber and how it can help get you out of a weight loss standstill and get you moving again. Sometimes when people are on a GLP-1, they're so focused on getting in that protein that they forget the nutrient that keeps digestion and blood sugar stable. Here's why this really matters, specifically on GLP-1s and when your weight loss progress is slow. Fiber helps with fullness, blood sugar. It helps with gut health and constipation. Without fiber, digestion slows down, cravings increase, inflammation rises, and here's the thing, fiber is not a supplement, it's food. We're talking about green leafy vegetables, fruits, beans, whole grains, and you can also get fiber from things like broccoli, your vegetables, your spinach, your green beans, your berries, your apples, oatmeal, chia seeds. Remember, fiber without water can backfire. So you want to make sure when you're introducing more fiber, do it gradually so that you avoid any digestive issues like gas and bloating. If you want better results with weight loss and fewer side effects, you now know not to only ask, did I get enough protein, but you also want to ask, did I get enough fiber as well? Now let's talk about fats, because sometimes people get a little confused. You also need to get in healthy fat. Healthy fats from avocado, olive oil, nuts, seeds, eggs, and fatty fish will help you to feel full and complete. The adult range is about 20 to 35% of calories per day. For many women, roughly 45 to 60 grams per day, depending on your calorie level. A lot of women try to cut fat too low, and that's a problem. If your meals aren't satisfying, then you end up snacking later. You want to take out your fried foods, your processed snacks, excessive seed oil intake, which promotes inflammation, insulin resistance, and weight loss resistance. I know I'm giving you a lot of things to think about, so it might be a good idea to rewatch this video, comment any thoughts or questions that come up, and download my free guide, 10 Signs Your Hormones Are Blocking Fat Loss After 40. It's important to know everything that might be slowing your weight down. If your appetite is low and you don't feel like eating, you're not hungry, I understand. However, when you do actually eat, the goal is to consistently hit your protein, your fiber, and your hydration goals. Let's not forget about water. Remember, eating too little is one of the biggest mistakes that can slow down your weight loss results and cause you to plateau. But here's what the research shows. When calories drop too low, your metabolism slows down, which means your body becomes more efficient at holding on to fat, the exact opposite of what you want. So to drive the point home, breaking through a weight loss plateau on a GLP-1 is not about eating less and less. This is about eating enough of the right things so your body feels safe to release the fat. You do not need to have a perfect menu, but you do need to have a structured daily system. As we've discussed, the strongest research on GLP-1s do not point to a magic food. They point to pattern, adequate protein, adequate fiber, adequate fluids, and mostly minimally processed foods. A separate NIH randomized trial found that people who ate 500 extra calories per day gained more weight on an ultra-processed diet than on a unprocessed foods diet. That's because that contributes more sugar, more sodium, and less fiber. And now that you know best foods to eat on Ozempic, Mounjaro, and Zepbound, you might be wanting to learn, how do you lose stubborn visceral fat fast? Zero cortisol. Now, how do you do that? Well, it all starts by watching this video next here, because when you pair what you just learned with what's in this video, it's a lot more powerful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.